Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. Welcome to this special Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas show where I have the distinct pleasure, honor and joy of welcoming someone who is beautiful inside out, and Sundar word is also a part of full name of Sham Sundar Khera ji. So one way to introduce him takes us to physics, and he is someone who specializes in physics. He's master of physics. Did his education affiliated with Oxford. He also specialized in electronics and communications. But there is much more to him. He has taught in India, he has taught in America, and what he has learned from life which came to him in the area that we now know as Pakistan. So lessons of life with someone who celebrated his 80th birthday 5 years ago, but he looks so young, and a natural way of increasing enthusiasm in others is a part of the personality of Sham Sundar Khera ji. Sham ji, welcome. Namaskar.
नमस्कार सर.
How are you, sir?
फाइन थैंक्स. आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
आप भी
Indians and humans. God bless you.
Thank you. It is very encouraging to hear these words from you, Sham ji. तो हम आपके साथ चलते हैं आपके बचपन की तरफ. And as we were talking earlier, you were a brilliant student even at that time. Talk
That's
to me a
right.
little bit about your educational experience in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's right. I was topping in every subject, in every exam. And academics was very strong. Although I was good in sports and cultural activities, etc. But academics, I was supposed to set a new record in Oxford University. 10th grade was university. But before that, 1947, when I was about 16 years, India got freedom. But with that, some unpleasant happenings which touched my heart, and my priorities got shuffled. In the name of religion, peace was destroyed. And peace to me was, is, and will be one of the most important aspects of life. And that was shattered. So instead of keeping my priorities to set a new record in academics, I thought the humans should behave with other humans in a very respectful, dignified, and very pleasant way. And if somebody else succeeds, because I was a child and my subject was not psychology or philosophy, but I made a commitment to myself that if no other person achieves or does it or succeeds, I will.
And I think you have been successful wherever you were. You tried to inculcate these ideas and these thoughts of being respectful to each other, nurturing that which we refer to as compassion. So let's talk a little bit about that experience again when in 1947 this partition happened. What happened to your family? What are the other major images that you have in your mind?
Yeah, first thing, that it was as if, which is not correct, as if to be belonging to some other faith than the predominant or the majority was a crime. Although it is part of the human nature, and we have, as humans, made 5,000 religions on this earth, and in 6,912 languages we created, which is a big creation. And all the religions' crux may be respect for others, compassion for the humans, help to all other humans, helping ourselves and extending the help, because that's the real human nature. We feel very happy and satisfied and joy of life when we help others, because this world is an echo chamber. If you sing a melodious song will come back. If we help someone, help to us will come. And we have only 2 hands, while this world has about 15 billion hands to help us. And then the hand of Creator, the God, or the nature, or even science portrays that if we extend goodwill and helping hand to others, it will come back to us also in the bargain. And it is important. And as I was telling, the human nature at its core is to help others, is pure, is complete, it is benevolent, is noble. So in a way we are satisfying our inner cravings in helping others.
So tell me, who helped you in resettling in India, and who helped you during the transition period when things were not happening in harmonious fashion at your home in Pakistan? It was a period full of turbulence and it was full of dangers everywhere. So walk us through that period in your life when you moved from that Pakistan to this India.
First thing, we gave significance, importance to our own life, human life, because human life is marvelous. One Urdu couplet portrays it very well. गुलिस्तानों में घूम लेता हूँ, बाधा खानों में झूम लेता हूँ, जिंदगी तो जिस हाल में मिल जाए तेरे कदमों को चूम लेता हूँ.
क्या बात है, बहुत सुंदर.
We valued the human life, and majority of the people liked. So lots of Hindu families and Sikh families had to migrate, had to leave our home, leave every property and everything, to somehow come to India side. And who helped us? That the massacre or the killing was not as much as it could be. Like my family, extended family, relatives, friends, more than 90% came out all right. And maybe similar, 90% or more might have gone to Pakistan from India. And many of us were saved or helped by Muslims. I was born in Hindu family. Means the other religion people helped us a lot, even sometimes at the cost of their own life. Mm-hmm. So that remained in our mind. And overall we remain grateful to humans. And humans even today are doing such wonderful things in helping others that we are really proud and happy to be humans.
When we hear these words coming from someone who has seen this world for more than 8 decades, then it makes more sense, especially in this era of internet and multiple distractions available at our tips. Still, we find young men not respecting their own lives, though it is precious, beautiful and wonderful, as we know, as well as what we just heard from Sham Sundar. But Shamji, there has been cases when young students have committed suicide, and unfortunately it happens and it keeps happening. So there is something missing in terms of our appreciation of life collectively. So let's talk about what is it that you consider as the goal of human life.
Some of the end goals of life by authors, philosophers, thinkers has been happiness. We need to be happy with ourselves, happy with the world, maybe the whole universe as it is, where is as basis as we call it. And then venture to improve upon, because basically this world is beautiful. It's very nice It has to be because of person like you in this world. But our duty is to make it more pleasant, more beautiful, more charming, more livable, likable, adorable. It is adorable. Every human being is adorable. We need 4 pillars to succeed in life. We call it AAAR. A is acknowledging, as is, where is, basis. Whatever is there in the world, in the universe, whether it has been created by some superpower, God, or nature, or science, or humans, or the overall flora, fauna, including, etc. But it is beautiful, enjoyable, decent. Contentment, gratification, gratitude, and go on that path gallantly and with confidence and without any fear, and people will reciprocate. They know that if we have goodwill, the best pure intentions, then they give us back those feelings.
Pure intentions, simplicity, love, respect, all these positive ideas have always been a part of Sham Sundar Khera ji, and I'm fortunate and delighted that after having seen this world in all its colors for more than 8 decades, he manages to retain a sense of innocence, a sense of tenderness, and offers bright light of positive approach towards life in such effortless manner that it is difficult for you to remain untouched by it. As I was mentioning, there have been cases where people have seen dark side of life to the extent that they didn't want to continue and they left us at very early age. So there is something in us which works in processing whatever happens around us. So you saw the ugly side of human actions, and yet you managed to stay connected with an inner beauty and a sense of joy. So, and you mentioned the word gratefulness, gratitude. So who would you give credit, or who are you grateful to for having this ability to process all the negativity of life and stay positive?
Positivism by many of the advanced psychologists, psychotherapists, is a real heaven. We can create an earth, and the vice versa also may be true. The negativism is not the heaven, so we should shun it right in the childhood. Carlyle told that sarcasm is the language of devils. We should shun it right in the childhood, because that doesn't bring happy feelings. And the world needs the people with practically 100% positivism, which can give us top of the world feelings. And top of the world is not a narrow peak, it is flat, and there is enough for every human being's needs. Our needs of body being clear air, pure water, balanced food, maybe locally available, and clothings too, and plus some meaningful work, which is important for the mind. If we are engaged in meaningful work, for which we need our self-help, self-control, self-confidence, self-esteem very high, plus it should be given by others too. Everyone else should give, and then it becomes a total win-win situation.
Sorry to interrupt, but long ago I heard some quotation which I don't remember exactly, but it said that one type of people who discuss people, there are some people who discuss events, there are some people who discuss ideas or who focus on ideas. And where I read, they probably said people who talk about ideas are superior in some way, or maybe there was some other word. So whenever you are talking, it is the ideas. You are not talking about people, you are not talking that much about events, but I'm actually forcing you to go back and share with me any incidents or any person who helped you in formulating these ideas. Or let us go one step further. Maybe there were some books as you were growing up once you moved to India and the way things were happening for you.
Of course, life of Mahatma Gandhi, not only his perceptions but actions, also portray the positive side of life. He was highly qualified, Bharat Law from UK, but took the beating, went to the jail and remained firm. It didn't break him. And Rabindranath Tagore, some Britishers told that, oh, you are the reason why India should be free. I mean, to that extent, he is a talented person. And his writing is beautiful. All, especially in Bengali. I learned Bengali because just to read him.
Who?
Rabindranath Tagore.
Right. No, you said Punjabi?
No, I learned Bengali, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, to read him in original. Because I liked literature. Although I became a scientist, but or engineer, but my goal in life was to read the original literature in many languages, including Bengali. Another nice writer, which is fortunately who's living still, he wrote a small book, like Rabindranath Tagore also wrote small book in Bengali poems, which he translated himself for English, because people told that it has the potential to get you the Nobel laureate, and he got it for that Gitanjali small book, translated by himself. Otherwise, his works were original Bengali and translated by other experts. But this person, whose name is Khalil Gibran, lives in Chicago, and he wrote one small book, of course, in addition to many. The Prophet.
The Prophet.
Beautiful book. I love it. And
so in that book somewhere he says that children are the longing of the life itself, something like that, not born out of
children,
their parents.
youth. He talked very high of everyone.
So with the reference of children, I want to go to children side with you. You have taught kids in, of course, grown-up kids in India, as well as you taught in America also. What was the difference in terms of the way students relate to the teacher, whether it's a college or a school? Is there any distinct difference that you experienced?
Yeah, the students fortunately have expectation, which is good, that the elders, the teachers, the parents respect the child, respect every children, and then immediately they will, because we have to be today what we like our children to be tomorrow, and that is by setting example more, because someone says humans learn at the school of example, and at no other school they will learn. So we have got to set a good example, and then they are ready to be with us and respect us. So we have to show the respect first, and they are right in that.
So where they responded to your respect expression better, in India or in America?
Both places, because I was the genuine well-wisher of the students. And one definition of a teacher is the teacher should enter the classroom with head, soul and with knowledge, which helps the students to make living, but also with heart, overflowing with love, which helps the students to make life. And both things are important. Career with ethics, with high moral character, and love or affections, family type of humblest form of love, enough so that they treat life, because they may have weave their philosophy of life around those. Our smiles, our respect, our pat on their back.
somehow time always tells us that we should respect time, and that being the case, as we conclude this conversation with lots of thanks to you, Sham Sundarji, tell me, what do you consider to be the most significant accomplishment or achievement of your life so far?
To love life, to lead a positive life, and to help others to the extent possible, and be a role model, be it today as we like our children to be tomorrow. And I taught in New York also about 10,000 children, and incidentally they reciprocated or respected me, because they could perhaps sense out that I have genuine respect, not artificial, as I have for you.
Thank you.
So, and that is important. Respect. In one school, John Brown High School, on the wall is written big letters, respect you deserve, and so do I. And everyone deserves respect, deserves love, deserves affections, deserves appreciation, deserves pat on the back, and globalization, because the world now is interlinked. And someone said in the United Nations, I think I read, we might have arrived by different ships as humans, but today we are sailing in the same boat. So either we sink or float together, and nobody likes to sink. And again, I marvel at the real nature of humans. Is marvelous.
Wonderful. So real nature of human, and so much emphasis on respect, mutual respect, and love, and the core of all human beings being goodness and purity, and so that genuine warmth. If someone like Sham Sundar Khera ji, in spite of all the ups and downs of life, and having seen some of the torturous events of our history, if he can retain this sense of joy and beauty and enthusiasm and a positive approach towards life, I think that lesson from life would somewhere stay with us through this conversation also. With lots of good wishes and lots of thanks to you, Shamji. Thank you very much.
Can you do me a
Khera
small
ji.
favor? If you can have a minute to read that. This
How
is not
far?
by me, but I appreciate this.
This one?
Yes, sir. People
Okay.
will like it, I think, like you.
So, as a parting gift from Sham Sundar ji, how far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and the strong. Because someday in life you will have been all of these. So that is the quote which he brought, and that deserves to be clapped. So with clappings for this quotation and for you, Shamji. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. You are a wonderful person.
Thank you very much to him as well as to all of you for being with us. This is Ashok Vyas.